Welcome again to the continuation on the logarithm that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we looked at the laws of logarithm, which is the product rule, the quotient rule, and the power rule. We've done a detailed explanation on them, and also we've proved all those laws in detail in the previous videos. And I hope you understood it and you enjoyed the lesson as well. So in this video, I want us to apply the knowledge that you've gotten on the laws of logarithm to solve some questions. As you can see, I have some questions on the board that I want to solve with you. And I will encourage you to do all to watch the previous videos, because the previous videos lays the foundation. We are going to apply the laws of logarithm that we've learned in the previous videos. So in case you don't have any knowledge on logarithm and its laws, please do well to watch the previous videos so that you can easily handle this session as well. And please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page and also subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the questions that I have on the board. So the question says that simplify the following. Okay, so we have question 1 to question 6, and all of it we are going to apply the knowledge on the laws of logarithm that we've learned in the previous videos. So let's start with the number 1. Okay, so let me write down my solution and let's do it together. So the first one, I have log 3 plus log 4, and the question says we should simplify it. For us to simplify this, we are going to use the product rule of logarithm. We've explained the product rule and we've proved it in the previous videos. So it's the knowledge of it, that's what we are going to apply to simplify this. Now, for the sake of those who don't have any knowledge on what the product rule is, let me just do a quick recap so that we can use it to solve the question that I have on the board. Okay, so from the previous videos, we got to know that if we have log sy, now the product rule says that we can write this as log s plus log y. Okay, because s and y are multiplying, which is product, so the log will affect the s, so that is log s, and the same log will affect the y also. So you bring your addition sign, then you write your log y as well, and that is the product rule that we learned. Okay, so if I have log ab, it can be written as log a plus log b. I hope you understand up to this point. All this, we've proved it and we've explained in details in the previous videos. So it's the knowledge of this, that's what you are going to apply to solve the first question. Okay, so what it means is that having log a plus log b, it can also be written as log ab. So you can see log a plus log b here, it is adding. So in that case, all that you have to do is to bring the log out of it, then you multiply the variables. Okay, so it's going to be log a times b. So if I have log 2 plus log 3, if I'm to simplify it, all that I need to do is to take one of the log, then I multiply the numbers. So it's going to be 2 times 3, which is going to be 6. So my answer is log 6. Now, if you are wondering why there's no base attached to the log, I've explained in the previous videos that if there's no specified base, it means that the base is always 10. Okay, and if the base is 10, there's no need to write it. You can choose not to write it, because if you have, let's say, log 2 to the base 10, it can also be written as log 2 without the base, because if the base is 10, there's no need to write it, okay, unless they specify that the base is any other value aside 10, okay, then that's why you need to write it. I hope you understand up to this point. That's why I don't have the base 10 attached to the log, okay. So now let's go ahead and apply it to solve the example 1 that I have on the board. So let me clean this from here so that we can proceed with the example 1. So to solve this one, it's going to be log 3 times 4. I hope you understand. As I've explained, because we are applying the product rule, okay, the product rule says that having log 3 plus log 4, we can bring one of the log out, then we multiply the numbers, as simple as that. Okay, so you just write your log, then multiply the 3 and the 4. That's what I've put into bracket here, 3 times 4. So let's go ahead and simplify for that. So it's going to be log 12, and this is your final answer. I hope the explanation is clear enough and you understand as well. So let's proceed and do the example 2 as well. So the example 2, I have log 6 minus log 2. So we've learned about the quotient rule in the previous video. We've explained it in detail, and also we've proved the quotient rule. So we are going to apply that law to be able to solve this question. Now let me just do a quick recap on it for the sake of those who don't have any knowledge on it. Okay, so with the quotient rule, we said that if we have log s over y, it can be written as log s minus log y. So that is what we learned in the previous videos. All that it says is that s divided by y, okay, because quotient is what division. So s over y. Now the log will affect the s, so that's why I have log s here. Then you bring your minus sign and the log will affect the y. That's why I have log y here. As simple as that. So having log s minus log y, you can also write it in this form, okay, which is log s over y. So if I have, let's say, log 2 minus log 3, I can write it in this form, which is going to be log 2 over 3, and that is the quotient rule. I hope you understand up to this point. So we are going to apply that knowledge to be able to simplify this. So let me clean this from here and let's proceed and solve the example 2. So simplifying this one, it's going to be log 6 over 2, as I've explained, okay, because when you see subtraction, it means you can write it as division, okay, using the quotient rule. So write your log, then you divide the numbers. The first number comes as numerator and the second number comes as denominator. Okay, let's go ahead and simplify further. We know that 2 and the 6 can be simplified. So 2 goes here 1 and 2 goes here 3. So I'm going to have log 3 over 1. 3 over 1 is 3. So my final answer is going to be log 3. And this is your final answer. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Let's proceed and handle the example 3 as well. Okay, so the example 3, let me write it here. I have log 2 plus log 6 minus log 4. Good. So we are to simplify this. So you can see we have addition inside and we have subtraction also inside. So it means you are going to apply both the product rule and the quotient rule. When you see addition, what should come in mind is the product rule, because the product rule can be written in addition form as we learned. So when you also see the minus sign, what should come in mind is the quotient rule, because the quotient rule can be expressed in subtraction form. Okay, just a quick recap on it. So when I have log A plus log B, it can be written as log A times B, which will be log AB. So that is the product rule or log. Okay, when I have log A minus log B, it can be written in the quotient form, in division form, which is going to be written as log A over B. So this is what you are going to apply to solve this question. So seeing addition here, we are going to apply this law, and also seeing subtraction here, we are going to apply this law. Okay, so let's proceed and solve it together. So all that you need to do is to just bring your log out of them. Okay, so there's log here, there's log here, there's log here. You just need to write one of it. Then you go ahead and apply the rule to the numbers. So I have in brackets, seeing addition here, we have to write it as what? Multiplication. So it's going to be 2 times 6. That is the product rule. Over seeing subtraction here, it means we are going to apply the quotient rule. So the 4 will divide it. So this is how it's going to be. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So let's go ahead and simplify it. So I'm going to have the log of 2 times 6 is 12 over the 4. And this can still be simplified. Okay, so 4 goes here 1 and 4 goes here 3. So I'm going to have log 3 over 1, which is log 3. And this is my final answer. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So let's proceed and handle the example 4 as well. So let me clean this from here and let's do the example 4 together. So the example 4, I have 2 log 3 plus log 2. So now, in this question, we are going to apply both the power rule and also the product rule. I'm seeing addition here, so it means you are going to apply the product rule. And also, because I have a number which is a coefficient to the log here, it means that you are going to apply the power rule as well. Now, let me do a quick recap on the power rule. Now, the power rule says that if you have, let's say, log s to the power y, the power rule simply says that the y, which is here, which is a power to the s, it will come in front of the log. So I'm going to write it as y log s, as simple as that. That's the power rule. If I have, let's say, log a to the power s, the rule says that this power s can come and become a coefficient to the log here. So this power s will come in front and become a coefficient. So you write it as s log a. So it means that if I have log 3 to the power 2, I can write it as 2 log 3. I hope you understand up to this point. So it's in the same way that when you have, let's say, 4 log 2, it can be written as log 2 to the power 4. Okay, so look at this one. Having log 3 to the power 2, we wrote it as 2 log 3 because the power here became a coefficient to the log. That's what you have here, so 2 log 3. So in the same way, when you have 4 log 2, this coefficient can come back and become a power to the value which is here, which is the 2. That's why I have log 2 to the power 4. Rewriting it can be in this form. So look at it. So there is a power 4 here. It can come and become a coefficient that will result in this one. So in the same way, when you have this also, you can equally express it in this form. So that's what you are going to apply. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So let me clean this from here and let's proceed and do the example 4. Okay, so now first of all, I'm going to rewrite this 2 log 3 in another form using the power rule as I've just explained. So this 2 log 3 can be written as log 3 to the power 2. So the coefficient here, which is the 2, will come and become a power to the 3, which is here. So that's why I have log 3 to the power 2. Let's bring our addition sign and repeat our log 2, which is there. That is the first step. And I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. Now, seeing addition here, we have to apply the product rule, meaning we are going to multiply. Okay, but before we go ahead and multiply, let's do a simplification of the 3 to the power 2. Okay, so now it's going to be log 3 to the power 2 is 9. So 9 plus the log 2. Then from here, let's apply our product rule. Okay, so all that we need to do is to write one of the log, then we multiply the numbers. So it's going to be 9 times 2. Then let's go ahead and simplify for that. So I'm going to have log 18, and this is my final answer. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understand as well. Let's proceed and look at the example 5 as well. So let me clean this from here so that we can have enough space to do the example 5. So the example 5, I have half log 4 minus log 6. So again, seeing 1 over 2, which is a coefficient to the log here, it means the power rule should come in mind. And also seeing negative sign here means that the quotient rule needs to come in mind. Okay, so let's start. So this 1 over 2 will come and become a power to the 4 here as we applied here. The same thing. So I'm going to write this one as log 4 to the power 1 over 2. And I hope you understand and you agree with me. Minus log 6. That's the first step. Are you okay with it? Now, any number to the power half simply means square root of that number. Okay, so when you have 5 to the power half, it means square root of 5. If you have 20 to the power half, it means square root of 20 in that order. So now I can rewrite this one as the log of square root of 4 minus log 6. I hope you understand up to this point. Now square root of 4 is 2. So let's simplify and put the answer there. So I'm going to have the log of 2 minus log 6. Then we can proceed and apply our quotient rule because we are seeing subtraction here. So all that you need to do is to write your log, then you divide the numbers. The first number comes first, so it's going to be 2 over the second number, which is 6. Then you can go ahead and simplify using 2. 2 goes here 1, 2 goes here 3. So I'm going to have my final answer to be log 1 over 3. Okay, I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. So I'm going to leave the example 6 for you to try. Okay, so try the example 6 because I know you understand. Try it and leave your answer at the comment section. I'll see you again in another video whilst we solve other questions on this. Bye bye.